Hey guys, welcome back. Today I did another 3 looks 1 palette using the Adelaine Morin and Tarte palette, their collaboration. I bought this and pretty much came home and filmed with it. Spoiler alert, love this palette, but we'll get into that. And so first I start by unpackaging it. It's quite beautiful. Even the little decal and the paper plastic thingy. It was so cute with the little lemons on it. So cute. So first I'm going to be taking the shade Girls Supporting Girls, which is the yellow shade, and just fluffing that into my crease. And just building that up until I like the opacity. And then I'm going to be taking the shade Boss Lady and putting that kind of over top of that shade, blending them together. This is a really pretty naranja orange. This whole palette just reminds me of like a sunflower. There's just, the color combinations in this palette are truly phenomenal, if we're going to be honest. Just everything works so well together, and there's not one shade in here that I wouldn't use. And I'm also just bringing that down onto my lid into the middle of my eye. Then taking the shade Bebop, and which is just this dark shade is the easiest dark shade I've ever blended out. I just put that on my outer corner and then blended outwards, kind of deepen everything, which is what I mainly use this shade for. But this shade is so easy to blend out. It is so blendable, which I feel like can be hard sometimes with darker shades. So this is a good palette, I would say, for beginners. Everything is just so easy to blend together. Even if you're not a beginner, it's just a great staple palette to have. Then I'm just taking the ColourPop concealer and cutting my crease. Then just taking the white shade in the palette, Adele Angels, I don't know. And just setting that down. I feel like I can't say that word, so nobody judge me. But I'm just setting that down, and this is just going to be an all matte eye. And I can use my finger to blend everything together. Also, for each look that I do, the base is just going to be the same. I mix the Bare Minerals Bare Pro, I believe it's called, foundation with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I found the Bare Minerals one at TJ Maxx and it's just a few shades too dark for me, but my Maybelline one is too light for me, so I just do 1 pump of the Maybelline, 1 pump of the Bare Minerals. And then I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer and doing my under eyes, my nose, and my Cupid's bow. Blending everything together. And then just setting my face with the Coty Airspun powder. My brows are also the LA Girl Shady Slim pencil in the shade Warm Brown. And then the bronzer I use for the 3 looks is the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade at number 9. Then I'm taking the shade I Feel Beautiful, which is the blush, and just blushing up my cheeks. And then the shade Promise Ring, which is like my new favorite highlighter ever, because of how blinding it is, like immediately. Like, look at my nose highlight. Like, who is she? Truly. And then just taking that shade Boss Lady and putting that on my outer corner to the outer waterline to the middle of my eye, And then taking the shade Lipstick by Urban Decay 1993. And this is the first completed look. Just an all matte eye. No problem, no biggie. I really was obsessed with this look. Just kept it simple. First going in with the shade Mama Morin for the second look. And buffing that all in my crease everywhere as a base because I'm doing a halo eye. And then going in the shade with the contour, and starting to do the typical halo eye thing where I put some on the outer corner and then some on the inner corner. Just blending that towards the middle of my eye but leaving a space open to later put the shimmer. And then taking the shade Boss Lady, and once again just layering, blending, all that good stuff. And I'm not connecting the shades just yet. I know some people do, I don't. Because I like the shimmer in the middle of the eye to be the star of the show. So what I'm doing is I'm placing the shades down, kind of blending out with that e.l.f. brush, and then going in with my fluffy brush and then blending out even more. Then taking the shade Beat Bop, which is the dark brown again, and just packing that down. Then once it's packed down, I go in with a blending brush and blend everything together. Once again, these shadows are so easily blendable. I feel like sometimes Tarte shadows can be hit or miss. I have some palettes that kind of like are some things don't show up, but this palette is so pigmented and so great. And then I'm taking the shade Red Eye Flight and Law of Attraction, mixing them together and putting them in the center of my eye. Like I was saying, this palette, just everything just blends amazingly together. It's truly great. And I didn't use any of these shadows wet, so that just shows how pigmented and shiny and beautiful they are. This is definitely my new staple palette. Then I'm taking the shade Promise Ring and I'm just putting that in the center, the very center of the actual halo shimmer eye part. And then just adding a thin layer of eyeliner. And just the same base, and I'm using the Ardell Demi Wispies. And then on the lower lash line, I'm just putting down that matte shade again. I'm not sure which one I used, I'm pretty sure it was Contour. And then just the shimmer on the center of my eye. And then I'm taking the Maybelline shade in the Super Ink Amazonian. I don't typically do halo eyes, they're not my favorite on my eyes, but I really liked the tones of this one. Next, for the third look, I am taking the shade Mama Morin and just buffing that all over my eye. I'm trying to keep this next look super neutral, not too much of warm tones. And then taking the shade Contour. And putting that on in my crease and also the outer corner to the middle of my eye. Then the shade Beat Bop, just to darken everything up. kind of on the outer corner, and then in my crease to where that matte shade originally on my eye stops. And then just cutting my crease with the ColourPop No Filter concealer. And then taking the shade Beautiful, Magical, Wonderful and keeping that closer to the matte shade on my eye. I guess that would be like the center. And just placing that on. And then taking the shade Promise Ring. And then I mix that with the shade Beautiful, Magical, Wonderful as well. And just lay that down. And then for lips, I just used... I totally forgot what I used. Oh, I used the shade Parker from ColourPop and then put the shade Tara from Anastasia Beverly Hills over that. So thank you guys so much for watching. You should totally subscribe, and if you're feeling crazy, hit that like button.